Good evening. I just thought, since I was playing with some beautiful goodies from Opulence by Design, that I would pop on and make a couple of projects with you. I've got them kind of prepped, so that will miss out all the boring die cutting bits, and because I've not been feeling all that great recently, I haven't been doing so much, so I thought I would try and come on and make a few things. So I hope you're all keeping well. I see that we're definitely into autumn. It's definitely colder. I've been enjoying watching the squirrels running about in the tree in front of our house. We started off with a few and we now seem to have quite a collection of squirrels. I'm not actually sure what a collection of squirrels is called, but we've got quite a lot now. Right, so I've already got an insert in the card, as you can see, this beautiful paper, and I will stamp a verse in here. And I've just put, I'm going to trim that a little bit, and I've just put a bit backing paper on there, because my idea is that I'm going to mat and layer this on to the card. Again, me with the tiny little squares. Honestly, I really must get bigger ones, because these ones take ages to take all the little bits off of. Now, it's just been frugal. I just decided to use what I have. I know some people use like plumbing foam tape and stuff. Well, I don't know if it's plumbing or windows or what it is, and they use that and seem to get good results. But I was always told years ago that we should go for acid free things, because otherwise they go brown. And I did note that when I used to use certain double-sided tape for my inserts, that if you left your cards for a while, by the time you revisited them, that your double-sided tape line would look a bit brown and yucky. So I don't know if that was because that wasn't acid free. I presume it was. It's more important for acid free if you're doing scrapbooking, of course, because the last thing you want is for your photos to be suffering because of that. But with the digital day and age, I think even that isn't as quite important, because you can just print the photos off again. Saying that, it's been a long time since I've just had a day out with my camera, my collie and my husband. I love doing stuff like that, wandering about in nature, although wandering about just now is not as easy as it used to be due to COVID, but that's another story. Anyway, I'm just going to pop this in. I hope my big head's not in the way. And it's beautiful, because this is all, Amanda's designed all this for you, so really it just looks absolutely gorgeous already. You don't need to do much, and because I didn't want this to be encroaching too much over the square of the topper, the rectangle, sorry, of the topper, I haven't bothered to mat and layer this. All I've done is quickly took a alcohol marker and just went round the very edges, so that it gives that little pink bit there, so that you can think it's like a faux layer. I do it quite often. I just take whatever marker it is, like for example I've got a pro marker here. I just take a pro marker and I just go like this, and just draw it down on the chisel end, because I don't tend to use the chisel ends if it's these type of markers, and it just gives a little frame, and it just is supposed to be a bit like a fake layer. I've done it for years. I can't say it's my idea because it maybe isn't. I've maybe seen one of the celebrity crafters doing it or something, so I won't take credit for it because I don't know if that has been the case. But yeah, I just like to do that. And another little tip is, if you're worried that your double-sided tape or your foam pads might not be in the right position straight away when you're trying to eyeball, just put a little bit of glue on the back and lightly press it, and that'll just give you a few seconds wiggle room to get it where you want it to be. So I think I'm quite happy with it there. I think that looks straight to me anyway, but I've got squint eyes, I'm sure, because half the time I'll do something and I'll be like, that looks squint, once I hold it up. But actually no, I'm quite happy with that. And as you can see, what's happened now is the round the edge has just continued with the beautiful topper, so I really like that. So I have got flowers and things, and I did think about popping the flowers on it, but actually I don't really think it needs anything, because I think it's just very simple but very pretty as is. And maybe what I'll do is I'll maybe go in and just put some glitter in to the middle of the flowers with my stickles. I've got so many bottles of these open and I never know which one to grab, so probably just put a little bit stickles in. See what I mean? It's not coming out yet. There we go. Some stickles in the centre of the flower just to give a little bit sparkle. I'm just really doing it in these beautiful big daisies, just to give a little bit sparkle. And then I would put a little sentiment or a peel of sentiment or a stamp sentiment on it, and there you go. That's the first little card. Simple but elegant, and all the work's been done for you because of all the nice floral backing papers and the nice green paper that matches in well with the rest of the kit. So that's some. So that was some of the papers. Then I've got this one, so that can either be an insert again, or you could use it as backing paper. Beautiful spotty paper comes with that kit, and this is all by Amanda Atkins, and it's Opulence by Design, as I said. So I'm really happy with that. And I've got a little verse that's also part of the collection, which I nearly forgot about, and it just says, wishing you health, wealth and happiness for the new year ahead. And again, as you can see there, I've just did the same with the pink pen. I've just went round the edge just to make it look like a fake matte layer, and that's your card complete. You can write Happy New Year or whatever you want on that. So I made that. Oh, did I take that away too quick?
Alright.
So I made that one to go with the calendar that we're about to do. So I've already, as I said, die cutted the stuff out. So this is more of that beautiful green paper that Amanda's brought us. That die is just a die, a generic die from a stash, and that's another one of the beautiful papers. So the rest of this paper is actually here, so I can show you it. Really pretty. And if you wanted, you could cut these flowers out and play with these as well. Again, that's quite muted, so you could use it as an insert. So what I've done is I have got a bit craft card just to make it sturdier, and I'm going to turn the craft card back to front so that the nice side is at the back. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this baker's twine. This is just from American Crafts, and it's just a pink twine that I've had in my stash for quite a while. But you can use anything. You can use string, you can use wool, you can use ribbon, anything like that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a length of it and decide how long I would like my tab to be. And just normally I do you're getting a lot of in today, excuse me for all the in. What I normally do is I will use my Caterpillar and I will put holes in, and then I'll put the string on differently depending on the type of calendar I'm doing. For this calendar, and just for quickness, I thought what I'll just do is I will use some tape, just a little clear sticky tape, and I will just decide if that's where I want it to be. So I want it to be in between these 2 points here, because I'm trying to make sure that it's central. And then I'm just going to take a piece of sellotape and catch the end of that. Didn't need that sellotape to be as long, clearly, because the last thing you want is for the sellotape to be showing through the back of this. So just make sure and just give it a little pull, just to make sure that you've caught it right. Now I feel like I could do with a little bit more tape just at that top bit. So what I'm going to do is just pop another, oh, do you know, it never fails when you're using tape. I think it's the old adage of never work with children and animals. I think it's the same when it comes to tape. Never work with sellotape on a live video, because you never get it where you want it to go. Right, so I'm quite happy with that like that, and that will hold. I mean, obviously you don't want to yank on it anyway, because if you yank on it, what will happen is this thread that you've just taped will fall out, and you don't want that to happen, because you don't want you don't want that to happen. So just any bits that you're not happy about that might be showing, just chop them off. Right, that's fine. So get rid of said tape off finger. So then all I'm going to do is just glue this on to the back, and it's a glue of whatever glue of your choice. I use now, I never used to, I used to use Pinflair and Pinflair's bookbinding glue, and I used to use Cosmic Shimmer glue, but I've found over the years that the prices of glues are not as cheap as they used to be. They're good quality glues, those glues, don't get me wrong, I do like them very much, especially the bookbinding glue. But for me nowadays, I've started using Kalal PVA glue, because I can put it in that little bottle and it's great. It works on all purposes. So that's just my glue of choice. As I say, the market is just absolutely chock-a-block with glues, so you can pick any that you have heard about and like. So again, I'm just going to do my little bit of glue in, and purposely, because I will show you my little tip, purposely I haven't bothered to glue the decorative work, because that allows me time to line up my decorative doily without having to worry about the glue coming through the fretwork. So then what I do, so that I glue that, because I don't want to leave it not glued in case it gets caught, is I will just take myself 2 bits of scrap paper. I have shown this many times, but this is my way of doing it. Again, there is lots of different ways of doing stuff like this. I like doing it this way because I feel under much more control than putting it on with the glue actually on it, because I then find that quite often I will decide to move it and then have glue showing underneath my fretwork, and it looks a bit unsightly. It does dry clear, but I just think sometimes it can look a bit unsightly. Now you will have noticed that I turned my paper because I got glue on that side of it, which was not meant to happen. So if you feel that, don't go back down with the bit that's got glue on it, because you don't want to mark your work. So it's just a case of do it your way. And then I've ran out of glue on this piece of paper that I'm gluing with, so just quickly scribble some more on, come back round, catch underneath where I want it to go. You can do it as long or as short as you want, however you feel controllable with it. Just catch it again. That bit's stuck, but the other bit wasn't. Catch it again, wiggle a little bit glue underneath, and then just press down with your bit of paper or your finger. Might need to re-glue my card, maybe not, maybe got enough on there. And then just push it down. Need to re-glue for the top ever so slightly, so just another little bit there. And again, just catching your fretwork all the way. And if you don't think you've caught it, you can actually do that and push it actually onto the glue just to make sure, but then just remember and use a clean bit when you come back to pushing it down. So I'm happy with that. That's all stuck, so we can move that out the way, move this out the way, because the amount of times that I've then put my clean bit card on top of that is just not worth talking about. Again with the topper, because I don't want to take away the papers, I haven't matted this square onto anything else. I've just decided that I will do some colour around the edge, and as you see, if you think that you've done it too quickly and you've missed a bit, you just go back over it until you're happy, and then you pop this, and I'm just going to pop this straight down instead of, I was going to foam pad it, but I think I'll just pop it straight down. So I've just popping it straight down on there. Give it a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle until you're happy with it. And then using your calendar tab, which I've hidden, again you can mat and layer your calendar tab if you want to. You don't have to, just decide where you want to put it. If you want to put it there, there, or in this occasion, I don't want this to say Happy New Year all year round, but I really loved this topper for the calendar. So what I've decided to do is just stick it on, and I mean you can get these calendar tabs from Amazon, eBay, some craft stores, hobby craft stores stock them, some other craft stores will stock them. You can find them fairly easily. So I've decided that I've put it over the Happy New Year because this is the way I wanted it to be. And then what I've done is I've got some flowers that I've cut out of Amanda's flower sheets, and I've layered them up. This one's got maybe about 7 or 8, maybe, no, I think there's about 10 layers there. And then I've used a ball tool, my big ball tool, and a piece of foam, and I've just shaped them down onto the bit of foam and shaped them, and then put a flower in the middle, and it's a case of just wherever you want to go. And I am going to put some leaves on as well, so if you bear with me a second, I'm just going to grab, I should have put it out, I'm just going to grab a punch that's here and come back to you. And I'm just going to show you a quick tip. If I don't have a piece of green card lying and I want to do some, all I do is I just do this, and this is just a marker pen with a chisel edge, so I just do this like this, nothing fancy at all. And on this occasion I'm grabbing an EK Success punch, but it can be any punch that you want to use. And I just noticed, you won't notice it when you come to building them up, but don't do what I've done and do your punching on the back of something that has writing on it. Like I just did. So just because I'm not wanting that showing, I'm just going to grab my pen again, and I'm just going to scribble a bit more to get a few more leaves. And also going to take this one that I've got here, and I'm just going to scribble, scribble, scribble. And even if I'm using a printed bit card or a bit card that's white on the other side, you'll see that I'll do that, because I just feel that by doing that it allows you not to see the white when you do your flowers. So, and as you saw there, I just did it for quickness. I just scribbled on the other side just to save you having to watch that whole routine again of me scribbling on the leaves. So, I mean, they don't have to be perfect anyway. This is all about your make. So if you decide that 3 of those is too much because you're hiding too much of the beautiful paper, you can just put one of the flowers in the middle and then just build your leaves up that way. Or if you like the 3, you can put the 3 on. It's up to you. It's about your design, your choice. I quite like the 3 that way. I know you're hiding quite a lot of the paper, but you're also seeing it through, so I quite like it that way. So on this you can, and also as I said, I was going to do it up in the corner as well, but I'm going to do it in the middle because I think I quite liked it there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a big glue on the bottom of this flower. Now, because I also want to catch the leaves that I'm going to be putting on, I've put some right at the end, just so that when I do that I can catch my foliage, just like so. Oops, that is the theory. And then pop it on there, and because that flower has got a raised bit, as you can see, my leaves are very nicely raised, which is why I wanted to make sure that both sides of them were covered, because I didn't want people to see them not looking so pretty. So just like that. And if that's, yep, sorry, I'm just faffing about with them. You want it to be perfect, so just like that. And then, as I say, you can bring in your other ones. I actually think that I quite like it like that. So what I might do, because I've done, oops, because I've done these flowers, right, you know what I've just done, because I've just put this over. I forgot that I had glued on there, but now that I've still got flowers left, I've decided that I might just pop them on just for something different. And because I've just smeared that glue, I think I'm going to have to put it at this side. So we'll just put one there. I'll just put one there, and I'll just put a leaf on it, just to use them up because they're there. They probably would have been up in the corner either side or something, but messy me, forgot that I glued it. So that's where it's going now. That's what crafting's all about. It's all about being adaptable anyway, so I think it'll look pretty here. So just to give it a little bit interest, I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to get my punch, and I'm going to hopefully have enough room to punch into this bit. And if not, as I say, it's no big deal because it's just a piece of coloured paper, so you just colour it in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it like this, and do this. So now you've got a pretty, and we're going to have you about there. So, and because I put my finger in that glue, I'm just going to quickly put a little bit more glitter glue in the middle and then let it dry. Do not put your finger in it, Sharon. I'll just do that. And then all I'm going to do is just leave the two of them like so, and then you have a pretty little Happy New Year card with your happy calendar, well, with your calendar, and that becomes your little gift for somebody. And if you want to make sure that you have it all tied in, you can just tie a little bow in your baker's twine, like so. Like so, pull in your tails and just cut. Oops, these scissors are not the best scissors for cutting twine. They're old paper scissors, and you know that paper scissors eventually just are not sharp for anything apart from paper. So that's what we do. And then I've decided that I want that to be on there, like so, because that ties in with my little calendar as well as the beautiful papers that I've used. So Kevin will put on links on the back of this video showing you where to buy this beautiful set, and I hope that you've enjoyed being with me this evening for these two projects. So we've got our little hanging calendar that does hang, and we've got our little card that goes with it, just to say have a wonderful 2023. So thank you very much for watching. I will be back with more videos. Speak to you soon. Keep safe. Bye bye.